Since 1977, Star Wars enthusiasts have been regularly celebrating the release of a new episode. They don't mind the jumps in the timeline. A real Star Wars fan knows exactly when each episode is set. The events in Rogue One take place between Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith and Episode 4 A New Hope, which is the new title for the original Star Wars movie. In 1977, the smuggler Han Solo, Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker appeared for the first time on the silver screen. The trio was central to episodes IVVI, Star Wars, 1977, The Empire Strikes Back, 1980, Return of the Jedi, 1983, and met again decades later in Episode 7, The Force Awakens, from 2015. In the Star Wars universe, members of the Jedi Order use their power to do good. The Force gives them superhuman abilities. For example, they can move objects using their mind. Their strongest weapon is the lightsaber. The most famous Jedi Knights are Luke and Anakin Skywalker, the latter as shown right in the picture, Obi-Wan Kenobi left, and Master Yoda. Yoda is the most powerful Jedi Knight of all time. He knows how to use the Force like no other. For over 800 years, he has been training young disciples, known as Padawan learners, to become Jedi Knights. His language is strange, his words are wise. He is only 66 centimeters 26 inches tall, but even his largest opponents know the Jedi Master should not be judged by his size. In Episode 5 The Empire Strikes Back, Yoda trains the young Luke Skywalker. Luke is very insecure and does not believe in his powers. Yoda teaches him the Jedi philosophy and new mental skills. He also warns him not to let negative feelings take over: anger, fear, aggression. The dark side are they. Once you start down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny. The Sith are an order on the dark side of the Force. Sith are mostly former Jedi Knights who have left the light side hoping to obtain more power. Famous Siths include Darth Vader, Darth Maul and Darth Sidious. Pictured here is Darth Tyrannus, who was known as Count Dooku when he was a Jedi. Darth Vader used to be Jedi Anakin Skywalker. Wanting to save the life of his wife and unborn children, he was pulled into the Dark Force by the Galactic Emperor himself. Anakin then became Darth Vader, while his children Luke and Leia were rescued and hidden. 20 years later, Luke and Vader met again in a climatic confrontation, where the son discovered that the grim figure was his father. He is actually a charismatic member of the Senate governing a large planetary republic. But secretly, Chief Palpatine is a Sith Lord named Darth Sidious. He calls for an uprising against the Republic. He rises to the position of Supreme Chancellor and then Emperor, aiming to rule on the entire universe. He is responsible for the worst of all weapons. The Death Star is the Imperial superweapon. It's the size of the moon and is devastatingly destructive. Princess Leia witnessed a cruel demonstration of its power, as a blast from its super laser destroyed her home planet, Alderaan. The Death Star had a weak point, allowing the rebels to strike back and destroy it, but the next Death Star was already under construction. Controlled by the dark side of the Force, hundreds of thousands of soldiers, the Stormtroopers, are the main ground force of the Galactic Empire. They have always been loyal to the Supreme Commander, the Galactic Emperor, and follow their superiors, such as here, Kylo Ren, without questioning them. In Episode 7, Stormtrooper Finn breaks with this tradition and joins the good guys. Along with humanoids, the Star Wars universe features a few inhuman creatures, such as the powerful criminal Jabba the Hutt, a disgusting monster who has unfinished business with the ex-smuggler Han Solo. In order to reinforce his demands, he enslaves Princess Leia. The bikini worn by actress Carrie Fisher in that scene has become legendary. The Imperial weapon's massive size alone is already meant to frighten opponents. The four-legged AT-AT walkers are combat vehicles that can move quickly on any terrain while transporting troops. Their heads contain tons of the destructive projectiles. A similarly evil combat device is the 12-legged all-terrain scout transport, or AT-ST. While the Death Star was still being built, the ships of the Imperial fleet were holding the fort. Pictured here is a gigantic Star Destroyer, flanked by small and maneuverable starfighters that combat the rebels in their own rapid ships, leading to fast-paced duels. In 1977, Star Wars creator George Lucas established new standards in special effects with these spectacular scenes. Composer John Williams wrote the soundtrack to all Star Wars films. The main theme and the Dark March accompanying Darth Vader are world-famous. The song Cantina Song from Episode 4 also became instantly cult. It is played by the alien band Figrindan and the modal nodes in the original 1977 film. Smuggling belongs to Han Solo's past by Episode 7, and his relation with Princess Leia is also over even though they are married. After many years, they meet again, and once again, their goal is to fight against the Empire. They're all older except Han Solo's loyal friend, the Wookiee Chewbacca, who accompanies Han until the end. His growl is legendary. Already present in the first films, the Golden Oatal droid C-3PO and his small beeping counterpart, R2-D2, make up one of the most iconic twosome of film history. In the last film, Episode 7, another cute robot joined them. BB-8 left. These three droids are loyal to the main characters and have already saved them from perilous situations. Introduced in Episode 7, Rey is a new heroine whose origin still hasn't been explained. Is she the daughter of Leia and Han Solo or Luke Skywalker's? No one knows what happened in the last 30 years after Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. That will be revealed in the movie to be released in 2017. For now, we're invited to go back in time with the latest anthology film, Rogue One. This standalone spin-off movie is set in the period between Episode 3 and IV. The Empire is building its first Death Star and wants to test its destructive power. As Star Wars fans know, it can destroy a whole planet with a single blast. The rebels want to steal the design plans for the weapon. The whole story runs parallel to the original Star Wars narrative. Author Silk One Chi Ji